Hello, welcome to 10 Baby Steps to Google Classroom. This is our third session this week. My name is Hans Tolman, and right now we have 12 participants in our session, 11 because I'm in there twice, keeping an eye on the chat. Welcome. If you're not already using your personal Gmail, please open a new tab and make sure you've signed out of your district account and use your personal Gmail. And again, you're going to go to classroom.google.com, click the plus sign in the top right corner, and use this class code U7DRNKZ. And once you're in Google Classroom, you're going to click on classwork at the top, complete these three tasks. You're going to open the slides, and then you're going to sign in, and then you're going to tweet at hashtag baby steps, 10 baby steps. And to model this for you, I'll just show you what you're doing. You're going to classroom.google.com with your personal Gmail. You're clicking on the plus sign and joining the class. Once you're in the class, you're going to click on classwork. Oh, and if you want to say hi on the stream, you can do that. I would love to hear from you and where you're from, so feel free to drop that in the announcements. But you're going to click on classwork, and under welcome, let's move that up, you're going to click follow along with slides, click 10 baby steps, and that way if you need to refer back to the slides, you'll have them and you can feel free to save them in your drive. After you're done accessing the slides, there's a sign-in link where you can go to sign in. And this is to help me keep track of my training so I can validate my Google Trainer's license. So I appreciate you taking the time to fill that out. And also under course material, there is a Google site that we'll be referring to a lot. And if you want to access this Google site, you can open a new tab and go to bit.ly/10babystepsclassroom. And on the Google site, you will see a sign-in page with the same sign-in as before. You'll see the slides page where you can access all the slides and open those in a new tab if you'd like. You'll also see all of the videos. This was Mondays, and then I'll post Tuesdays and today's later. At the end of our session, I'll be collecting your ideas on how I can improve this session. I used a lot of ideas from yesterday, and I'll be using those to make changes on this presentation. Under resources, you'll see a document that has everything I'm talking about on the slides in document form, but a little more in depth. So if you are a reader and that's how you learn with step-by-step instructions, make sure you check that out. Also, I've posted a link to Distance Learning for Educators by Google. I've posted a KCSOS distance learning support where you will find free slides and videos of sessions on Zoom and Screencastify and Flipgrid and so on. And then I have some documents about Twitter and Bitmoji. So that's the Google site, and again, you'll access that at bit.ly/10babystepsclassroom. So let's keep on going here. Something that I'm going to have you guys practice right now, and it looks like, all right, we have 14 participants now. What I'm going to have you practice, if you don't know how to do this already, is practice entering and exiting full screen on Zoom. And the way you're going to do that is at the top of your screen, you're going to look for the green bar that says you are viewing Hans Tolman's screen, and you're going to click View Options and then Exit Full Screen. To get back to full screen, you can click on that little icon in the corner. So again, View Options, Exit Full Screen, and you'll be able to access other tabs and do some of these tasks that I'm going to ask you to do, and then you can re-enter full screen. So I'm going to give you guys 1 minute to practice this. See if you can do it. How many times can you do it in 1 minute?
What is it we're doing?
Here's what you're doing. On your Zoom, at the top of your screen, you're going to look for a green bar that says you are viewing Hans Tolman's screen. You're going to click on options, and then you're going to go down to exit full screen so you can see the tabs and windows behind that. And then you're going to open the Zoom window again and then enter full screen.
So
And the way you,
I always just click escape.
yeah, that's another way to do it.
Okay. But then when I do that, I don't see like go back to your full screen. But that's okay.
So this is another way to do it. Yeah. Awesome. Well, hopefully you guys got a chance to do that. So again, my name is Hans Tolman. I'm a 15-year-old educator and currently a STEAM technology specialist in Bakersfield, California. I'm Google certified and super excited to be with you this evening. If you're not on Twitter, we may have a Twittervention at our after party and get you on Twitter and answer your questions. But if you are on Twitter, go ahead and take a moment to take a selfie with this page or any of the other pages, and you can tag me at Hans Tolman and also hashtag 10 baby steps. That will be our hashtag for this course. And you guys got to see a sneak preview of the website at bit.ly/10babystepsclassroom. You also got a sneak peek at the document that will have all of this information in more depth, because we will not get through all 10 baby steps of Google Classroom in 45 minutes. There's just not enough time. And if you do have any questions, feel free to jump in the chat and ask the question. And if you have your microphone on, go ahead and mute it for now, just so we limit background noises from your household. If you guys are lucky, you'll hear my son making a ruckus. He's 3.5, and that's just the reality that we're living in. So I have a favor to ask from someone in our audience. I've had some great moderators this week, and I'm going to ask someone to volunteer to be a moderator this evening. This would be someone who would monitor the chat, answer questions in the chat if they know the answer, and let me know if there's something I need to address, like if the music's too loud or if you can't see or hear something. So if we have any volunteers, would you mind unmuting your mic and letting me know so that I can thank you? Nobody? Okay. That's okay. I'll just be out here all by myself, guys. That's all right. Just kidding.
I'll try.
Oh, who said that?
This is Corinne. I'll try. I can't make huge promises, but I'll give it a shot.
Corinne, the fact that you are willing warms my heart. Thank you.
Oh, you are welcome.
And if it's too much of a task, you just unmute and say, hey, Hans, this person wants to know this and I don't know. And that is 100% okay.
Okay.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. So these are some session links. So if you guys want to take a picture of this slide, I'll be referring back to all of these. And also, Corinne, if you want, on this slide, which is on, let me see if I can find this slide. This is on slide number 11. Feel free to copy any of these, and you can drop them in the chat if that's something that's helpful. And I'll just drop this link in the chat. So this is the link to the class code. So if you're not in the Google Classroom yet, there's the class code. All right. So just a heads up, we end our session at 4:45. And if you guys want to hang out, you can join us for the after party where you can unmute and get to chillax with Hans before you eat your dinner. And if there's any extra questions, I can answer them and we'll just hang out. For anyone in our audience this evening who's an intermediate or advanced technology ninja, I want you guys to watch out for the hashtag Hans Pro Tips. They are on fire for you. And again, we're in Google Classroom. You're signing in with your personal Gmail with this class code. I've dropped it in the chat, and hopefully you've had a chance to sign in. So let's get started, guys. It's 4:11, and I think we're gonna make it through a lot of steps, but not all of them. So G Suite is a free education suite for educators. Fortune 500 companies run their businesses off of G Suite for Business, and they pay a hefty price for their users, but we get it for free with all the same benefits. But we're not going to focus on all the tools. That's too much. We're just focusing on Google Classroom, and we're going to be taking some baby steps. And some of your students have already realized, oh my gosh, now we can work from anywhere. And that's both the blessing and the curse of distance learning. You can work from anywhere. And this is a short video I'm going to play for you guys. Hopefully the music isn't too loud. Corinne, let me know if this is too loud. So that's a quick intro into Google Classroom. So why even use it? Well, Google says it helps students and teachers organize their assignments, increase collaboration, and improve their communication. Here's what I say. Google Classroom is a great tool if you want to send out and collect assignments online. So that's the main purpose. It's not to really organize resources as much as it is to make sure your students access your assignments and turn them in for grading. And these are our classroom baby steps, our objectives today. So I'm going to show you how to sign into Google Classroom. I'm going to show you how to create a class, post an announcement, invite students, customize your classroom. And if we have time, we'll get to topics, which is one of my favorites. And in the after party, if you guys want to go over any of these last steps, you can feel free to hang out for that, and we will go to that. Something I want you to notice about this page, which is on page number, slide number 22, is all of these are active links that will take you to these places in this slideshow. So if I click on sign into Google Classroom, it will take me to that baby step. So all of these are live, and feel free to come back here to review if you forget stuff. Now, before I get started, just a reminder, please use your personal Gmail. And as you're creating your classroom, you're going to do that with your personal Gmail and so forth. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to read through the steps. I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to give you a minute to do what you need to do and follow those instructions. So the very first thing you do in Google Classroom, and hopefully you all have been able to do that, is sign into Google Classroom. So you go to classroom.google.com, you click Go to Classroom, the blue button there if you haven't signed in before. Sign in with your personal account, accept, make sure you select that you're a teacher, and then click Get Started. Since I'm already in Google Classroom, I can't really model that for you guys, but it will take you to this page. And if you're new to Google Classroom on your personal Gmail, this will all be empty. So we're not going to take time to do that. Hopefully all of you have already signed into this Google Classroom. And again, that class code is in the chat. But now it's time to create a class. And these are the steps. I'm going to tell you the steps, show you the steps, and then give you 2 minutes to create your classroom. You go to classroom.google.com, click the plus sign in the top right corner, but instead of joining, you're going to click Create Class, and then you're going to add your class details. When you add your name, there's 4 things I'm going to recommend that you add. And then you'll put a section, a subject, the room number, and then click Create, and it's that easy. So let me show you. If you're like me, you might be in our Google Classroom course that I'm focusing on right now. But in order to get out of this, you're going to have to look for the 3 pancakes in the top left corner and click on Classes. So now we're in the landing page of Google Classroom. And then you're going to look at the top right corner for that plus sign. But instead of joining, we are going to create. So click Create. And then it's going to say, using Classroom at School for Students. When you use your personal Gmail account, you cannot add your district students. So we're going to say we understand that. We won't be adding any students to our personal Gmail account. And continue. For your class name, I recommend you include your name and your grade, Mr. Tolman's 3rd grade. And if you have like, can you guys see my screen? Wait, hang on a sec. I think I made a mistake. Let's switch to
Now we
this.
can see you.
What's that?
Okay, now we can see all your classes.
Oh my gosh, guys, I am so sorry. Corinne, you just interrupt me and like virtually slap me next time I do that. That's totally my fault though. So classroom.google.com, plus sign in the top right corner, click Create Class. Yes, you accept and continue, and then you type your name. Mr. Tolman's 3rd grade rock stars. And then I'm also going to add the year. For the section, if you're in elementary, add the year again. But if you're in junior high, you would add the period. For the subject, whatever subject you teach, I'm going to put multiple subjects. For the room, this is where you'd put your physical room number. And then click Create. So that's your task. I want you guys to create a Google Classroom in your personal Gmail account, and I will give you 2 minutes to make that happen. On your marks, get set, go. And we'll just listen to some music while you work on that. So if you're still watching my screen, feel free to click the options on that bar, green bar at the top, click Exit Full Screen so you can access the tabs behind this Zoom window. How are we doing, Corinne? Is the music too loud?
Nope, music's perfect.
Awesome.
question though. Are you doing the same lesson every single day?
I am doing the same lesson every single day.
Okay.
So if you've been here already, you may decide to duck out and go to another session, and that is 100% okay.
Okay.
If you need a refresh of this session and you've already been here, you're welcome to hang out. When we do the after party at 4:45, you may want to come back into this session and ask your questions, or ask me, hey, we didn't do this step.
Okay. I'll see if I can moderate for you since I've already done this and created classes and all that.
Well, Corinne, if there's another place you can go to learn and grow, I want to give you permission to do that.
So the dates that my superintendent sent out had you every other day and somebody else on the opposite day. So I'm a little bit scheduled.
Yeah, it was a last minute thing for the Tuesdays, Thursdays. Linda's asking a question. She's saying, is it easy to delete a classroom? Oh, time's up. I'm going to answer Linda's question really quick. So she's saying, is it easy to delete a classroom you've joined? I joined some and look at it now and I want to delete them. Great question, Linda. So if you click on the 3 pancakes in your Google Classroom at the top left, click on classes. If there's a class that you don't want to be a part of anymore, you can go over to the 3 dots and you can unenroll. And that will remove that from your Google Classroom landing page. If there's a class that you've created, you can move it or edit it, copy it, or archive it. And archiving it will remove it from your landing page. You can find all archived classes under those 3 pancakes. Go down to archived classes, and any classes you've archived will be there, and you can always restore them, copy them, or delete them. So in order to delete a class, you would have to archive it first, go into the archived classes, and then delete it. Great question. All right, so we just did baby step number 2. Are there any other questions you guys have so far? Feel free to drop them into the chat. All right, we'll keep on moving forward. And if you've attended this session and you're thinking, oh my gosh, she's doing the exact same thing. Yes, I am. If that's boring for you, I will not be offended if you go to another session that's being offered this evening. That's totally okay. I would do the same thing. But if you're new to Google Classroom and you need a refresher, you're welcome to stay or even attend tomorrow's session. I'm going to be doing one Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week. So the 3rd step is to create an announcement. So you're going to go to your classroom and click on Stream. Then you're going to click a rectangle that says share something with your class. Type your welcome message. I like to include the purpose of my Google Classroom and expectations I have. Click Add if you want to add a link, file, or video. And then you can either post, schedule it in the future, or save it as a draft. So I'm going to go ahead and model that for you. So I'm clicking my 3 pancakes in Google Classroom, going to classes, and finding the class I just created. And to post an announcement, I want to make sure I'm on my stream. And right here in the middle, there's a rectangle that says share something with your class. I'm going to click on that. And then I'm going to type a welcome message to my class. I'm going to add a link if I want, or some type of attachment, and then I'm going to post it. So I'm going to give you guys about 2 minutes to do that. Find your way into your Google Classroom, click that rectangle, and post your welcome announcement. I'm going to read mine out loud. I hope that doesn't bother you. And I'm also going to listen to some music. Let me know if the music is too distracting.
You're going to lose me, Corinne. I'm going to hop over to a different session.
No problem, Corinne. Thanks for hanging out. Have a great evening. You're welcome. Thanks for your help. Welcome to Mr. Tillman's class, Google Classroom. Here you will find all of our online assignments and resources. Please leave a comment under this post so I know you read this. Looking forward to learning with you! Exclamation mark. Do you guys see that blue post button on this announcement that I'm typing, or that you're typing? If you click that little arrow, that pull down menu, you can either post it now, schedule it in the future, or save it as a draft if you're not done with it. I'm going to post it now. You have about 10 seconds to finish your announcement. And during those 10 seconds, for my intermediate or advanced users, a pro tip is to use video and translate. Time's up. On this slide, I have a link to a video I posted with my announcements. And I also copied and pasted the English message into Google Translate, and I've added the Spanish translation below my English message. So that's a way that that your students can more easily access your information. And also, since we're doing distance learning now, it's almost like the things that you're posting are for your students, but also for their parents. So if you have Spanish-speaking parents, this can help them overcome that language barrier. Now, the fourth step is you're going to invite students to your classroom. The way you do that is you go to classroom. Oh, hang on a sec. I'm going to turn that off for now. You're going to you're going to go to classroom.google.com, open the class you want to add students to. At the top, you're going to click people, and then you're going to click a plus icon, enter the student's email address, check mark them, and click invite. Now, if you're in your personal account like me, if you click on people, you're the only one in there. Next to students, you see that icon. But since we're in our personal Gmail, we can't really invite students because of student privacy and safety. So I'm going to model this for you as if I was in my district account. There's a lot of craziness going on here. All right. So let me find a student account. So I click on people, I click the plus sign, and then I start typing someone's name. And then they would show up. I can select them and invite them. Also, something that you can do is, if you know the parent's email addresses, you can invite the guardian to receive a weekly summary of classroom assignments. So there's a pro tip for you. Since we can't add students into our personal Gmail Google Classroom, we're going to move on. It's already 4:30 and I'm on step number 5. Am I on fire? Yes. Yes, I am. I'm burning up here. So the 5th baby step is to customize your classroom using your theme. So you're going to go to classroom.google.com, open your class. You're going to look for your header image at the top, and on the right side, you're going to look for select theme. And then you're going to choose an image from a gallery or a theme. They also have patterns. Instead of a theme, you can also upload a photo. For my intermediates and advanced, I want to challenge you guys to use a Google Drawing template to create your own header. You can add Bitmojis in there and have all sorts of fun. This is an example of what that might look like. I'm going back to this classroom and I've customized my header. So there's a picture in there with a purple background because that's what I want. So I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes. Well, I'm going to model this for you, and then I'll give you I'll start the 2-minute timer. So I'm in my Google Classroom. I'm going to go to my stream. I'm going to look on this top image where it says select theme on the right corner. I click select. I can choose a general theme. I really like this one. I'm probably going to go with that. Or I can choose a English history theme, a math science theme, arts, sports, other. But I'm liking that computer theme. I dig it. So I'm going to click select class theme. And then it will change the color and the image of my Google Classroom theme. Right below select image, that's where I can upload a photo. So I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes to change your theme. I may change it to 1 minute, but I'll give you 2 minutes. On your marks, get set, go. And go. And while we do that, I'm going to play some music. And again, if you're intermediate or advanced, open that Google Drawing template, create your own in 1 minute 40 seconds. Technology ninjas. That's the gauntlet. And if you guys have any questions, please drop them in the chat, and I will answer those for you. Step 5, 432. We are doing this. You guys like my background? Those people are working, talking. Something else I really like to do with Google Classroom themes is upload a class photo. And I think that would be really special for your students to see. So if you happen to have a classroom photograph of their physical people being together, I think they would love to see that. So that's something to consider. And if you do decide to do that, you can use this Google Drawing template, and you would insert that picture onto that Google Drawing, resize it so it's kind of in the center, and then you can file, download PNG. That will download the file, and then you can upload it as a photo as your Google Classroom theme. Oh, time's up. Moving on to step number, this is 5.2. So this step, you guys are going to customize your classroom and the settings. And instead of reading this to you, I'm just going to show it to you. In your Google Classroom, you're going to click on settings, and you'll have your class details. Oh, let me turn off the music. Even though it's a great song. We'll get back to that song. Don't worry. For the class description, I would write this as if you were writing to the parents so they understand the purpose and your expectations. It's also good for the students to see. Next to the class code, I like to reset this until there are no vertical lines and no circles, because that's really confusing. Do you know if this vertical line is a 1 or a lowercase l? Me neither. I don't know. So I'm going to reset it until I don't have any circles or vertical lines. This one's good. I'll keep that. For the stream, this is where you choose what kind of communication permission do you want your students to have. Do you want them to post random things on your Google Classroom stream and comment? Or do you only want them to comment on posts that you have created? Or do you want only teachers can post or comment? That means they have no way of communicating with the rest of the class. I would go with students can only comment and encourage them to comment. Because honestly, at distance learning, sometimes you don't even know when they're online. For classwork on the stream, I like to hide this so that only my announcements are on the stream versus all of the assignments I ever assign in one big long flood of nonsense. It gets a little confusing. So I like to hide my classwork from the stream. In your district Google Classroom, you will have the option to generate a Google Meet link, which is unique for your classroom and it's only activated when you are in the Google Meet. So if students try to go in before, oh, do you want to say hi? This is my son Jonas. He is so excited. So make sure that when you're done choosing your options, you click save. And I'm going to give you guys 1 minute to do that, to adjust the settings in your Google Classroom. On your marks, get set, go. And I'm going to play some music. You want me to go away? And if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. You guys are a quiet bunch. Are your kids quiet when you're Zooming with them? It's just kind of the nature of digital interaction. I think a lot of kids aren't used to it. Yes, I see that, Linda. Yeah, they get a little quiet. When they're, no, that's why I'm on mute. Pat's saying her kids are talkative. Yeah, setting up those classroom procedures for your meetups, that's like crucial. Training your kids how to mute and unmute themselves. If you guys want to see an amazing person, check out Coach Ben on Twitter. He teaches kinder and he models how to run Google Meets with his kinder kids. It's incredible. It's good for kinder, it's good for 8th graders. All right. I'm going to stop the timer there so we can move forward. So we're done with step 5. And as there's any questions, drop them in the chat. Step 6 is creating topics. And if you guys look at my screen, you'll see my 2 topics. Week 1, COVID-19 electives begin, and week 2, communication. This is how you separate your work into categories. And I used to separate my work into like subject categories like reading, math, and so on. But then after a while, like it would just pile, all the assignments under that category would pile up and there was no order or sequence or whatever. It's just like jumbled. So what I do now is I put week topics and I put any assignments that were covered under that week. And I might even include the date in that week. So this is kind of the structure you set up for posting assignments. So you're going to go to classroom.google.com, open your class, click on classwork, and at the top you're going to look for a create button and click topic, and then type the name of that topic. And for my intermediates and advanced, if you want to fire things up, add emoji to your topics. You can go to a place like emojipedia.org that will have a place where you can search for like a virus or a microbe. I guess that's what it is. You can highlight it, Control-C copy, and then paste that on your topic. So I'm going to model this for you guys. Let me just get situated here. So I'm in my Google Classroom. I go to classwork at the top. I look for the blue create button and I click it. Then I go all the way to the bottom and I click topic. And then I'm going to add my topic. If I've copied an emoji, I can Control-V paste, and I'm going to call this week 1 COVID-19 begins. And then I might even put the date. When did it begin? I feel like it was March 13th, Friday the 13th. I don't even know. It began in China, and that was in 2019. Click add, and there's my topic. So I'm going to give you guys 1 minute to create your topic. On your marks, get set, go. Advanced intermediates, check out Emojipedia or wherever you get your emojis from. If you have a Mac with a digital touch bar, sometimes you can activate emojis on that and select those. So take 45 seconds to create 1 or 2 topics. Don't stop believing, guys. You got this. Does anyone need more time? Works here too. All right. Song ends and we move on. We have 3 minutes, people. Isn't it crazy? Our time is almost over. It's almost party time. So I'm going to skip ahead in my slides. I'm going to skip baby step 7, create assignments. I'm skipping baby step number 8, add resources. Number 9, communicate with your students. And number 10, learn more about classroom. By the way, there's a lot of great resources on slide 37, baby step 10, if you're curious. So for the next minute or so, I would like your feedback on how I can make this session better. And Linda's asking, so this Friday session is the same as this one? Yes. So if you come back on Friday, you're going to get the exact same thing. For some of you, that's great news. For others, it's like, I'm going to go somewhere else, and that's okay. That is 100% okay. But if you have ideas on how I can improve this, last night, some of your ideas were try to make this more for beginners. Some of you thought it was a little too advanced, or some of the people last night thought it was too advanced. Try to make it 15 minutes longer. And that's the after party. Too fast. Man, yeah. Make it longer. Keep on giving time to work. So if you guys have other ideas on how I can make this better, you can go to slide number 39, click here, and that will link you to my evaluation, a 3-question, super quick evaluation. It'll take you 30 seconds where you mark this, give me a rating from 1 to 10, and then let me know how I can make it better in 1 or 2 sentences. You can also find this if you have the website open. If you go to evaluation, you'll be able to see that same form there. So you guys are all welcome to come back. Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it will be the exact same session. So if you feel like you can learn more, feel free to come back. Are there any questions? Feel free to unmute your mic and ask. Or if you're not comfortable with that, you can always drop them in the chat. Well, guys, that is officially it. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. And if you guys feel comfortable with a group picture, I'm going to go to full screen and take a picture of all of these beautiful faces. So if you want to turn on your camera, you're welcome to do that. And I will take the picture in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Well, guys, that's it for 10 baby steps to Google Classroom. Thank you for hanging out and joining me. Feel free to reach out to me at Twitter at Hans Tolman, and we're starting the after party. So if you got to head out, go ahead and head out, and the rest of you hang out, and we're going to get this party started with some music. Boom. That just happened. Better song. Better song. Better song. I'm not finding what I'm looking for. That'll work. You're welcome, Susie. Thank you for stopping by. And I'm going to share my screen again. So guys, if you're still hanging out, feel free to unmute your mic and say hello. So shy, so shy.
Hi, this is Pat.
Hi, Pat.
Hi, I had a quick question.
Sure.
I've been exploring some of the features on Classroom. I hadn't used it previous to this foreclosure. And really what I do is I support teachers in using Classroom with their students. I don't have my own classroom. And so in supporting people that have disabilities, I've been looking at using forms and using images in forms and then uploading those as assignments.
Okay.
Any tips in making these types of assignments more accessible?
Yes, go.
Great question. So with forms, I think, or with, you said your special education population, that's your okay. So using things like forms, I also find that teachers recording screencasts of themselves with their pictures, or recording their face or their screen and kind of showing the students what they're supposed to do, modeling. I find that to be effective, and that can be even inserted into a Google form. So putting a video of a teacher explaining instructions into a form. I feel like
I've seen teachers doing like drag and drop in slides, things like that. So just things that are kind of out of the box and making things really accessible. I'm trying to find like any and everything that's probably non-conventional to do
Sure.
in the class.
Someone shared something with me, and I believe it's from San Diego Unified. And it's distance learning. I feel like I just looked at this. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it with a quick Google search for you. But I remember it being really helpful. I don't think I'm going to find it. I'm not going to find it. I'll see if my friend can share that with me again. And we'll see if he can do it by the time our after party is over.
I'll have to poke through. I know I got some of the San Diego resources also.
Okay.
And they have their team of people that help students that have physical and health impairments. So those are the kids that really have trouble accessing. Yeah.
It's such a challenge with our special needs students, because I mean, those special ed teachers, they know what they need and they know how to get it to them. And when you put that distance between them, it's just so hard to support those kids. So good for you for trying to find solutions.
Yeah, we definitely are. So we're trying to figure out Classroom and how we can really unlock what it can do.
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying. So I appreciate your session.
You're welcome. When it comes to, I mean, it really depends on the needs of the students, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to my friend Coach Ben's website. And he has some great resources for kinder kids. And something that he uses...
Yay!
Oh, does someone like...
Jen Burgess came back. Jen, you were hiding. And I just found you. I'm so happy.
Oh, someone's happy.
Yeah, Jen Bird. Sorry
Oh.
about not being able to communicate. I covered you with too many things.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Probably what my mother and everybody else wishes I had a shut up button. So anyway, thank you. Sorry.
Welcome back, Jen.
Yeah.
I'm glad you made it back.
Letting you know I care. I was doing all the stuff.
Awesome. Good for you, man. Okay, so what I'm going to do is in the chat, I'm going to drop a link to Ben's website. And Pat, you can check that out. But the main thing I wanted you to look at is with his kinder kids, he doesn't use Classroom. He uses Seesaw. And I keep on hearing amazing things about Seesaw. But
I've heard the same things, and I'm in kindergarten, and I haven't done it yet. But Seesaw has been recommended.
So both of you should check out some of these videos to see what kind of activities. I mean, I don't know how challenging it is, jump-starting your special ed kids on Seesaw from a distance, but it may be worth the effort because these activities are very kid-friendly. They're drawing stuff, they're dragging things. There's lessons already created, and he has a lot of recommendations on that. So I would encourage you to check that out. Oh yeah, the bottom, 4 tips for amazing video lessons in Seesaw. He shares his activities that he does, his Seesaw activities for kinder. He has different categories. So this is probably a treasure trove of helpful things for special ed kids.
Can you say who the guy is one more time, please?
Absolutely. His name's Ben Cogswell. I'll type it into the chat. Ben Cogswell. And I'll also drop in his Twitter.
Never done Twitter, but I guess it's time, right?
If you got the time, let me tell you, it's where amazing educators are going and sharing and learning. It's where I met Coach Ben. I wouldn't have known about him.
Coach Ben looks like he could be my pal.
Oh yeah, he's 17,000 teachers' pals according to Twitter. And he's up in Salinas, so.
Oh, he's a neighbor. Good.
Yeah. Great question, Pat. What other questions do you guys have? Jen, how's it going getting your kinders, connecting with your kinder kids?
I think what is tricky for me, unfortunately, is I live in an area where in my house I don't have cellular reception or internet reception. So it's been hard. It's I don't want to say I'm an older teacher, but it's like the old dog new tricks, and I'm trying to do it, but I'm having to come back into the school in order to have access to the technology. And so sometimes I feel like I'm just half a step ahead, a breath ahead. And when the mics aren't working or something else, just navigating it all, I don't feel as solid as I want to feel when I see people live. And
right.
So what I'm thinking about right now, fortunately right now, I have a young, very tech-savvy assistant who, is on standby coordinating one thing and the other. But I'd like to feel that I have a growing strength of independence and could navigate it better. So, obviously I have to, right? So that's the next step, but I want to also. And
good.
I need just to, I love the fact that you're a baby step guy, because I feel good about what you taught today, and some of it I do already. So I'm like, oh yeah, but I need to feel good about setting up some of the different classes, inviting different people, having my groups, and how to enter people in. I think where I have a hard time, as I navigate the screens, I have a hard time shutting people down, making people smaller, and all the rest of it. But doing it so that I feel more gracious and fluid with the kids that I have, that it's not a jolty kind of experience. And that I can start being able to demonstrate things better and being aware of where the computer is or how I use that in a lower tech way that can be effective for teaching different strategies. So that's
great.
What
Good for you. That's awesome.
So you're going to be tomorrow, but I could see you on Friday also, and just keep on repeating this until I feel brave, and
Same
then
times, same place. Yeah. And try to practice some of those steps that you learned this evening in your district account. I encouraged everyone to use their personal Gmail so that they could, join this classroom tonight. But the most helpful place to create your class is going to be on your district account. So practice those steps, and as you come up with questions, you can hang out on Friday, and at the after party, this is open for any questions, and we'll just help you out.
Then I will see you on Friday. Thank you very much. I appreciate your help a lot.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming, Jen.
Okay, and I will try to get you to disappear, but I'm not trying to do it in a mean way. There we go.
No worries. No worries. And Christopher, thank you for hanging out. Do you have any questions before we close our time? No worries. No need to ask questions. Well, guys, thank you so much for coming this evening. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And unless, Christopher, you have a question, I'm going to end our time and our recording. So hope you have a great evening, and thanks for stopping by, Christopher. Take care.